Hello, my name is Jimmy. This is Olivia and Kaylin Clark. We're here in Nashville, Tennessee, and you're about to watch Joyful Noise.
Venture Productions presents Joyful Noise, brought to you in part by Browns Chapel AME Zion Church in Elizabethton, Tennessee, Robinson Memorial AME Zion Church in Bluff City, Tennessee, Velvet Skin and Massage in Bristol, Tennessee, Clark's Funeral Home in Bristol, Tennessee, Hood Memorial AME Zion Church in Bristol, Tennessee, Dennis McKesson, State Farm Insurance Agent in Johnson City, Tennessee, and Tim's Unique Productions in Elizabethton, Tennessee.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are on the road in Nashville, Tennessee. Right behind me is the Parthenon, one of the staples of Nashville. Hey, this is the music capital of the world, and we got a great show for you. We're going to meet someone from my hometown, Miss Benita Bellamy, and we're going to meet some gentlemen by the name of Joint Heirs. So stay tuned for more Joyful Noise.
We'll be back with more Joyful Noise right after these messages.
It's the day, it's finally arrived, it's your wedding day. It's the moment you've been waiting all your life, it's your wedding day.
Ah, your wedding day, that one special day in your life you'll never forget. So let Venture Productions capture all those special moments at your wedding for you to treasure a lifetime. Our approach to videography is one of creativity and excellence. Call Venture Productions for your video services.
It's the moment you've been waiting all your life, it's your wedding day. Yeah, yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome to Joyful Noise, a Christian and gospel music video show featuring local artists who just love to serve and praise the Lord. Like I told you last week, we are on the road. That's right, we're here in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, and right beside me, I have a very special guest, someone from my hometown, your neck of the woods, here in the Tri-Cities, Miss Benita Bellamy. She is now in Nashville. She's doing big and great things. She has a company called the Bellamy Group. But first, before we get into that, Miss Benita, we want to talk and remind the people who you are in the Tri-Cities, and let's talk a bit how you got started in the gospel music. I know you've been playing since you was a little girl. Like I said, we've grown up together, went to school together, but just remind the people what you used to do back in the Tri-Cities.
Sure. Welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
And yeah, I am from Elizabethton. Grew up in Elizabethton. Mom and dad are still there. All my family's still there. Of course, we went to school together and some church together. Yeah. I grew up at Philippi Baptist Church playing piano.
Right across the street from
you. So that's really kind of where I got, I guess, the desire to do music and arts. And Mom and Dad put me in dance. Went to Joanne Honda's studio dance, and I knew always that I wanted to do something in entertainment, primarily piano and dance. So I did that, studied all that through high school, Elizabeth High School, go Cyclones, and kind of segued into it in college. Went to East Tennessee State.
That's Miss Buccaneer, former Miss Buccaneer.
Yay! Yeah, so went to East Tennessee State, studied piano and mass comm. But I knew I wanted a little bit more, and long story short, life happens. Ended up moving away and moving to Nashville.
Now, with all this talent going on, like I said, you go ahead and continue your story. You started with your first job, and it was where again?
With EMI Christian Music Group. Okay. EMI has a Christian music label. EMI is the parent company, so EMI is worldwide and international, and they have their main gospel Christian music label group here in Nashville. Okay. And I applied for a job and started as a secretary. Okay.
Well, we're going to continue the story right when we come back, but first let's take a little break right here on Joyful Noise. Like I said, we're in the beautiful city of Nashville, Tennessee. Hopefully I can show you some of the sights and sounds of Nashville in a moment, but like I said, we'll be back with more of Benita Bellamy, our special guest, and her story. Stay tuned.
Make a joyful noise, singing praises to His name.
Hello, everyone, and we are taking a little break here on Joyful Noise from being on the road in Nashville, Tennessee. We've been talking with Miss Benita Bellamy with the Bellamy Group, but we're going to take a little break because I want to introduce to you someone special. You see a lot of books all around us. We have an author with us by the name of Miss Carmelita Livingston, and that's such a beautiful name. Carmelita, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Great. Let's tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born here in Johnson City. I've gone to school here, and I raised my children and my family here.
Excellent. And the church you affiliate with, what church are you affiliate with?
Zoe Ministry in New York City.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk real briefly about this great book you have called Pleasant Foods. Now, what inspired you to write a cookbook?
Well, it was a God-given idea. It's something I love to do, and that inspired me.
Excellent. Now, we understand that there's something unique about this cookbook, but we're going to go back on the road in Nashville, Tennessee with Miss Benita Bellamy, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Miss Livingston about what makes her cookbook unique right here on Joyful Noise. Hello, once again, welcome back to Joyful Noise. As you can see, I have the lovely Miss Benita Bellamy from my hometown, which I'm proud to say, and she is our special guest here on this episode of Joyful Noise, and we were just talking a little bit about her history and how she's worked up to her company called the Bellamy Group. So, Miss Benita, if you could continue your little story and how you kept climbing up the ladder to lead to where we are today.
Sure. Okay, so I was at EMI as a secretary, and I knew I wanted to do something more. So I was learning what I could, and they kind of asked me what I wanted to do, and I really wasn't sure. I just didn't want to continue to be a secretary. Yeah. So they asked me to do radio promotions, and so I moved up to radio promotions director.
Okay.
And really, that's where I learned to do everything that I'm doing now, because I was on the road a lot with artists. I was traveling, making contacts at radio stations, media, television, print and newspapers. I was the one that was going out with the artist on a day-to-day and traveling across the country.
Let's hold it right there. Now you're traveling with the artists. Let's name drop some of the artists that you've been blessed to work with.
Yeah, at EMI Gospel, we had Donna Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers. We had Smokey Norfolk. I was truly honored and blessed to work with Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Nice.
We took on his label and actually ran his label for him until they could do it themselves. So I did Bishop T.D. Jakes for about a year.
Wow.
Shirley Murdoch. Also worked a little bit. EMI was a part of a whole group where we also had other labels like Forefront and Sparrow. Okay. So we got to work with CeCe Winans. I did 3 of CeCe Winans' projects.
Wow.
Also did some radio work with Stacey Orico, who was on Forefront, and Toby Mack. Okay. So I kind of learned all that with and really that's how I've learned to do this music industry. Okay. Yeah. And then I was elevated to VP. So I was Vice President of Marketing and Promotions at Light Records for 2 years.
Okay, so what year was this? Where are we?
This was about 2005, 2006.
2005, 2006. So then what happened at this point?
Honestly, I was really enjoying what I was doing, but wanted more as far as it being a job of integrity.
Gotcha.
Now, let me just clarify.
Okay.
A Christian record label, everybody works at a Christian record label, ain't safe.
Exactly. Gotcha.
So there are things that go on. Let's just keep it real. You guys want to know. This is the nitty gritty of it, and it's not just at ones I've been at every label. Yeah. So there were some things that were going on that honestly I just didn't like, and I wanted to remain to be a woman of integrity and to make sure that I was doing business the way God wanted me to do business, whether it meant making a big paycheck or not, because they were paying me well. I had a corner office, I had a VP, I bought my first house. Yeah. My daughter was in private Christian school, so it was going on. But the heartstrings were tugging because I was like, this is not cool. Some of the things I was seeing, so I prayed and I prayed and prayed, and I quit. But I quit knowing that God wanted me to do something else besides what he was seeing done. Yeah. And I didn't have a job. Let me just be honest again. I was unemployed for about a year.
So when you quit, was it just God telling you enough? I just need to just break away without even that. Did you have that plan?
I did not have a plan. I got to get out because it just wasn't what God wanted. I just felt he wasn't pleased by the things that I was having to do. And I had no choice to do some of those things. But and without a plan, I know, of course, God had a plan, and that's really the only thing that kept me sane. It's like, okay, God's got this. God's got this. Although, like I said, for a year, I couldn't find work.
So your faith was really tested at this
time. Oh, my gosh. And there were many days of tears and just, trying to figure it out and wondering why. You always ask that question, why?
Especially when you have a daughter who's counting on you.
Exactly. And I'm still a single mom at this point. So, it was really tough. It was a hard year. And, I just continued to pray. And I sat in my kitchen, just continuing to try to formulate what am I going to do. Even apply for jobs. Couldn't find a job. I mean, like, okay, come on. I was the vice president of the company.
And so, that being said, that had to be a scary moment.
It was. And, there were times when I questioned it. Like, okay, why would you have me do this and then leave me and forget about me and not provide for me? Yeah. Because, I was like, I almost had my house foreclosed. I mean, it was a year, but, God works it out. And he is such a provider. My parents, always were very encouraging. But it was God who really brought everything, turned it around. Because, after a while, my phone started ringing. I mean, I was applying for jobs. I have, jobs that I applied for, and then people found out I had left records and just started calling me wanting me to do some stuff for them. And I thought at that point I was tired, burnt out, and angry at music, and I was like, but the phone kept ringing.
So from, I guess, previous good work and relationships you've had, people knew me and
wanted me to do their stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I should. And at that point, the music industry had done a big segue because labels were not making a lot of money, and actually it was a blessing because I got out. I had friends lose their jobs right and left at record labels because the music industry took a big dip. And then there's a surge of independent artists that were doing it on their own, and so that's where they needed me. And my phone just kept ringing and ringing, and really that's kind of how I started my own company. I said, well, if they want me to do this, I might as well make some money and do it. I just kept answering the phone and working with people and developed my own company. And now I have the Bellamy Group.
Now she has the Bellamy Group.
We'll be back with more joyful noise right after these messages.
I'm Natosha, and I'm with Joyful Noise TV, and I'm delivering to you today's positive note. And that is, Psalm 100 says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. And I'm so grateful to be here at Brown's Chapel with two creators of the Black History Tribute that they've done at Milligan College. And this was the first time they've ever done it. And I am so blessed to be here with Carmelita Davis and Alex Glaze. And they're going to tell us a little bit about what they done, and they are the creators. And tell us about what the Black History program was all about.
Okay. Well, basically, Milligan was lacking an African American tribute program during the month of February, Black History Month. So what we did, basically, we decided to have a tribute to our African American culture. And I asked, could we? And Alex, she put together the entire thing. And we just got together, got a couple of students together to showcase their talent as African Americans and to just go back in time for just a moment in time, and just celebrate our people. That's basically it. And yeah, it's the first one at Milligan.
And I know it was a mixture of like dance and a poetry and all kinds of things. So tell us a little bit about what you did.
So yeah, it was, like I said, it was a celebration of culture. So we celebrated that through dance, song, and poetry. So we had some Negro spirituals in there. We threw some new school in there and did Beyonce. We also had a traditional African dance. We had some students at Milligan perform that as well. And some poetry that just tribute to African Americans like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and Azoki Shea.
His dream was seen as a nightmare to those who opposed it. Some say that dream is now lost and can now not be recollected. Others say it was picked up and ran with. I think it's still on that balcony.
So it was a really good performance, and Milligan really enjoyed it, and I was glad that, we were able to start a tradition here at Milligan College, and, just celebrating our culture and celebrating diversity.
That is awesome. So again, that is today's positive note, and just be looking out for more, what they will be able to have actually started at Milligan College, and you just never know. Sky's the limit. To God be the glory.
Amen.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen and we have a special guest, author of a great, unique cookbook. Her name is Miss Carmelita Livingston. And Carmelita, where we left off, we were talking about your book, Pleasant Foods, Your Taste Buds Simply Can't Resist. And I was just looking over some of the pages, and there's some good-looking food in here.
Thank you.
But once again, remind us, what was the purpose of writing this book?
Well, I want to educate God's people on the power of their words and how their words create.
Excellent, excellent. Let's do some name dropping. Like I said, I saw some great recipes in here. What's some of the recipes and some of the thoughts that we can find here in the book that people can look forward to?
Okay, I have one cake. It's called the Midnight Cake, and I use it for protection if you need protection in your life or you're covering your family. And the scripture for that is Psalms 91.
Okay, so you have scriptures that tie in with all the recipes.
Yes, I do.
Excellent, excellent. Now, there's I was looking through the book and I saw a delicious chocolate cake. What was the name of that chocolate cake? That's my favorite.
It's the famous breakthrough cake, and that's what I call it. And I actually brought one with me.
So you brought chocolate cake here with us that we can eat?
Yes, I did. Okay. I wanted you to try it.
Well, where is the chocolate cake?
Natosha, will you bring it, please?
Oh my goodness. Now that looks good now. My gosh. Wow. So once again, what was the name of this cake?
It's the famous breakthrough cake.
Now, what inspired you to come up with this recipe?
Well, I used this cake, a real story in our life. Me and my family was needing a miracle. We needed, finances. We used that for finances, and we received our miracle. God is never late and always on time.
That's right. So it's a famous breakthrough, right?
Yes, it is.
Good, good. And I know we're going to try the famous breakthrough cake.
Yes, we are.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to go back on the road to Nashville, Tennessee, where I interview Miss Benita Bellamy with the Bellamy Group. And when we come back, hopefully we're going to dig into the famous breakthrough, delicious-looking chocolate cake right here on Joyful Noise.
Holy Father, I am just a child. What could you?
Welcome back to Joyful Noise. I'm still here with my special guest, Miss Benita with the Bellamy Group. You are with the Bellamy Group. I guess you are the CEO, founder.
Yes.
Owner. Okay.
And janitor and driver and.
Now you have a partner or a couple of people that are helping you out with.
Yes, I cannot do it alone. Now, for a while, I was doing it on my own, of course. And right now, I'm in my 5th year of the business. So they say if you can last that 5 years, you're doing good. So praise God, we've gotten through 5 years, and not gone under. But I do have a part-time assistant, Glenn Griffith, who is my right-hand guy. He helps me. Thank you, Glenn Griffith.
Well, let's currently talk about some of the artists that you're working with now and some of the projects that you have coming up?
Sure. We've been expanding our roster of artists and really kind of stretching out from gospel a little bit. So we have not just core gospel artists, but we also work with some CCM artists. I've also worked with some authors and some, and I've got an actress that I'm working with. So we work with some choirs.
So you're expanding, huh?
Yes, I'm trying to expand. I've got a choir out of Virginia Beach, Earl Bynum and the Mountain Unity Choir. Their record just came out, so go get that record. Earl Bynum and the Mountain Unity Choir. I have Dan Willis, who is a pastor out of Chicago, but also is a Emmy-nominated television host on TCT Network, which is the Christian network out of Illinois, and he has a project coming out. So Dan Willis. Also work with some hip hop and urban groups. I've got a group called Joint Heirs. They're here in Nashville. They do kind of a soul throwback kind of, some of the old school soul that you like, but they kind of throw in some hip hop every now and then. But their record, The Solution, is coming out next week, I do believe. So it'll be out this summer. So Joint Heirs. And then we've got several other artists. Like I said, we've worked with some authors and an actress, Braley Evans, who was in the movie Sparkle. Okay. We do some, we're actually like on her, she has two publicist companies, so we're on the faith-based side of things. So we help her out with all things related to faith-based and Christianity, because she's a Hollywood actress and you can be saved and working in Hollywood.
Exactly. You know what? Let's get into how they can get a hold of you. Tell them how they get a hold.
Definitely. I want to mention one more artist, Ben Tankard, because I work with Ben Tankard, and he was just at ETSU, did a concert, and he's a jazz gospel artist.
Actually, I saw that promotion last week.
Definitely. So but reach out to us, and people are surprised. I do answer my emails, so
so there's no one portraying.
No, it's me, unless Glenn does it, but it's going to be me more than likely. The website is thebellamygroup.com, www.thebellamygroup.com. And you can actually contact me. My email is actually on the contact page, so you can contact me there. And there's also a place to sign up. We do email alerts about concerts and events and new music coming out. So if you want to get on our mailing list,
sign up on that mailing list.
Cool.
I'm on it, and it's excellent. It keeps you up to date on what's going on.
We give away free music sometimes. It's just all kinds of things that go on. So sign up for the mailing list. And if you're a social media head like me, there's Twitter and Facebook. There's some Twitter and Facebook icons on there, but you can find me. It's the Bellamy Group on Facebook, and Benita. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. One Benita, ONEBENIT.
Now, and Tri-Cities, Nashville's not far.
Yes, it's not far.
You actually gain an hour when you come here.
That's right.
And Atlanta, right down the street. So what you need to do, contact the Bellamy Group, find out all about them, get tied in social media, do all you have to do to follow them. They have a lot going on, and they can keep you informed. And artists, I guess if artists in the Tri-Cities, you want to see where you stand or see where you're able to go, contact the Bellamy Group. They can help you. So, Miss Benita, I want to thank you for being a special guest.
Thank you.
And taking the time of your busy schedule. What's ironic about this? I'm in Nashville. She's actually heading to the Tri-Cities.
I am.
So, anyway, I got her here. We're in Nashville. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Joyful Noise. God bless. And remember to keep making a joyful noise unto the Lord.
We'll be back with more Joyful Noise right after these messages.
So you have the Good Health, which has a caramel apple cake, Mastery, Milky Way 2 cake. Then you have some. Hey, boy, get your head out of the cake, man. Wait till go back in there. Go back in there.
Jonna Robbins, distributor of Organo Gold. To find out more about Organo Gold, please call 423-202-8137. Or you can contact Jonna Robbins at jonnarobbins.organogold.com.
This is Rebecca Porch, my sister, and I'm Lisa Renee, and you're watching Joyful Noise.
Hello and welcome back to Joyful Noise, the Christian and gospel music video show featuring local artists who just love to serve and praise the Lord. I'm your host, Chris Reddick, and we are still on the road in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, the music capital of the world. And we've been talking with Miss Benita with the Bellamy Group, and now we're going to talk to a group that she's managing here in Nashville, Joint Heirs. Fellas, thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking a little time to be on Joyful Noise. Let's get into the music that you have coming out. Like I said, I've been listening to a lot of it. since Benita told me about you and catch up and saying, you know, who are these guys? What they're about? Man, I put the first song, I think it was Wait, put it in. I was like, okay, let's go. We can go with this. So let's tell a little people about some of the music you have or the projects you have coming out and what you got going on.
Well, I'm smiling right now because I'm excited about the music. I know it sounds cheesy, but I really am. This project, the project that we're coming out with now is called The Solution. Yeah. And that's really simple for us, that Jesus Christ is the solution in any avenue of your life. Any problem, any situation, He is the solution. And we're saying that from our perspective. He tried and proven for us. And the solution. It's just, this album is a project that has been...
It's been in the works for a long time.
It's been in the work, yeah. We've done it. We put out a lot of other stuff. Y'all can go online and see our body of work. But this is an actual album that will be dropping this summer. It's called The Solution. It'll be on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, wherever you can get it. We're going to have some videos coming out. It is an incredible project. Of course I'm going to say that because we're artists, of course. Who doesn't say that the project is incredible?
But it actually is.
But it actually is. We believe that he is. And hopefully, you know, you guys will go out there and get that. And if you need to, I mean, if you guys just want to talk to us, you can get us at what is
Joint Heirs 1.
I'm talking to you. Joint
Heirs Group. You go to jointairs1.net. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Joint Heirs, at Twitter at Joint Heirs. And that's JointHeirs. And pretty much stay tuned and keep up. We post all the time. We're very active on social media, so you can always keep your ear to the ground and find out what's going on with us. We love to post pictures and see what's going on. We're working in the studio. The album, as he said, is going to be coming out this summer. So videos. The Solution is the name of the album.
The Solution. It's so much, but The Solution. That's all I can say. The Solution. This summer.
This summer.
Yeah.
So, Phyllis, once again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be.
Thank you, sir.
And if you want to give a shout out, you said it was your daughter. Mm-hmm. She's also behind the scenes. I don't know if she wants to jump on camera.
No, she's good.
But she's capturing photography there for the group.
Keep it in the family.
So anyway, like I said, it was a pleasure. We are here in Nashville having a great time, and I want you to continue to watch Joyful Noise. We'll be back right after this. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we are still in the kitchen, and we're talking all about Miss Carmelita Livingston's book. The book is titled Pleasant Foods Your Taste Buds Simply Can't Resist. And Carmelita, I don't know how we're able to resist not eating this chocolate cake because we had to take a break and just look at it, and I'm so excited about getting into it, but I know we got to take care of business, and we want the people to know how they can make a delicious cake like this. So if they want to get a copy of this book, what do they need to do?
You can go to my website, Pleasant Foods, Your Taste Buds Simply Can't Resist. Click on Carmelita. It'll bring up the home page. You also can go on Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles.
Excellent, excellent. And I tell you what, for the people that's been watching Joyful Noise, can you give them a special discount?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, well, let's do something a little different for them. If you want to get a hold of this book and get a special discount, Carmelita, what do they need to do?
You can email me at billion_air, AIR, @hotmail.com.
Okay. We'll put that on the screen. So email her requesting that you saw this on Joyful Noise and you'd like to get a copy of her book, and you're going to save 10%, right? You're going to save 10%. And let's take it up a step. How about you autograph the book for them, too? Can you do that?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay. So, Miss Carmelita, I guess it's time for us to dig into this delicious cake. But once again, thank you for being a guest on the show and talking all about your book. And can we eat the cake now?
Yes, we can. Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. And to everyone, thank you once again for another season of Joyful Noise.